Okay, so this is going to be my reflection on the video. Um, you can see this is what I was using. I just took a screenshot of it. This is paint.net. I use for all kinds of screenshots and stuff. But I used Shotcut. It's free. It works on everything. So Apple, whatever. But you can see how crazy it is. I had three different cameras going at once. This lets you separate video from audio. So I had audio tracks, the intro track, three different videos, each 35 minutes. So this is why it took me so long to put the video together. So you can see I have an annotation here that's from this piece. And putting all of this in was a big learning curve. There's a lot to know. This is pretty complicated for a new person. So this was the hardest part of everything. But to get to the lesson, this is how I recorded. Um, this was this phone, which I put right in front. I had my other old phone, just Chinese phone, that was here, but you can see by this the range of use. So these kids weren't really ever in the video. So I'm gonna have to work on camera placement later. And then I have the GoPro, which was in the back and it had a wide angle lens. So even though it has good audio, it was far, far in the back. So, uh, and so I would need to find a better way to record in the future. Um, but this is the layout, how I set the room up. Ripley, come on. Um, in my lesson plan, you see a lot of mentions of a placemat. This is what the kids have. And we worked on this for like 5 days before we got to this lesson. So the idea is that they were going to read first five things, but I whittled it down to three things. So they read three things, and then they would mark uh, one tick mark that they got a point for reading three things. So example, one thing, I wake up at 4:30. So if I do two more sentences, I don't like washing dishes. My favorite fruits are mangoes. If I did those three, then I would be able to get 1 point on here. Now, one thing I would do different because I showed this in the call. These kids went a little bit crazy. Um, so I know this is not good data. I'm gonna have to go in with the activity three and do that with my mentor this week because I didn't even get to that. I was only thinking the video and find a better way to get some kind of good data. This did not work. If I was going to do that again, I would put the partner in charge of marking it and not the kid themselves because the kid themselves would mark way extra. But if it's a partner, they're more accountable. It is a bit hard to police that when you have like 25 kids to a room. So there were some things I skipped in the lesson plan. I think if I was going to be graded on the differentiation, stuff like this, I probably would have been hit a bit hard, which is something I should have focused more on. Most in my lesson plan, I have like 95% RELL, which I'm kind of taking them as a majority. So that's not really differentiation. My mentor was hitting me on that. He wants me to be more specific about that kind of thing. He said for my gifted and special needs in my plan, I did very well, but I need to be more specific for ELL because they are all ELL, and so I don't really I didn't consider that. He did have things to say about my lesson plan. That's all in the mentor video breakdown. As I talked about all my thoughts from the recording. I had some notes. I don't know where those notes went. But besides that, um, besides talking about my takeaway from the recording, oh, here's my notes. He also went over the lesson plan pretty deep, so that will have that in there. So I went over the strengths and weaknesses, this group versus others. I did pre-teach to my harder groups that I had that day before this lesson. And so then I had all the stuff ironed out. So once I got into the lesson I was going to video, uh, I didn't have as many problems. So they are like a upper middle group that I have, but I think they are very good. But after seeing the video, they're not as good as I would like them. I would like them to be better. And it lets me see more kids that are not exactly where I thought they were. Um, the kids need some work. And so I got to bring them back up where, at least where I thought they were. They're not there yet. So that's my first thoughts on the video, the recording, the kids, and how it went. So I'll go ahead and stop this and go ahead and stop the recording. Okay, so that's it for now. All the recordings will be posted once this gets on YouTube.